Hello guys, so in today's video we're taking a look at the Worktuff gear Voyageur. I've used this one for quite a while now. I received the early production version from Vic a couple of months back and I've used it quite a lot. So let's take a look at it. So let's talk about the idea behind this knife. So the reason why I wanted to go with such a design. We'll start with the name Voyageur. It basically is the name of French Canadian explorers from the 18th and the 19th century who traveled and explored the waterways of Canada and the US. And these explorers basically traded with the native people of North America. They will often trade furs for different items, manufactured items like rifles, but often knives, hence the term the French trade knife. So the French trade knife design is a pretty basic knife. In the days it was used for multiple tasks. They would butcher their animals, they would cut up their food, they would do all sorts of camp tasks with it, prepare kindling, but these knives could also be used as defensive tools if necessary. So I was working on the idea of developing a modern version of the French trade knife for quite a while now, and I pitched the idea to my friend Mark Young, a YouTuber, and he really liked the idea. So basically he gave me some pointers on how he would like the design to be, and we worked on multiple versions, and finally we came up with this, and I think it's a great knife. Of course, it looks pretty simple, but it's very functional. It works very well for the outdoors for all sorts of tasks. All right, so let's go over the specs of that knife. So it's obviously a full tang knife with a saber grind and a secondary convex here. The overall length is about 10 inches. The blade is around 5.5 inches. The thickness is 4mm or 0.149 inches. The steel used is SK85 hard carbon steel. The hardness is 56 to 58 HRC and it weighs about 10 ounces. So one feature that this knife shares with the Forester is it has the same handle. So very ergonomic handle, as you can see. Has the thumb cutouts here. Also comes with this recessed lanyard hole. Really fits very well in the hand. Is comfortable in multiple different grips. So the knife comes with this very nice Kydex sheath. As you can see, there's lots of eyelets here for different mounting options. Also has a drainage hole to get rid of the water, and it comes with this webbing loop to mount to your belt, so it can either be mounted for lefties or righties, no problem. And the retention, the sheath is excellent. It's definitely not going to fall out on you. So let's take a look here. There's no rattling in there at all, and definitely it's not going to fall out. So as you can see, there's really two different options on this on the next drop. So the first option is the satin finish with this OD green orange handle, very nice. Or you can get it with the dark wash finish. So this is an oxide finish. It does add some stain resistant to the knife. And here you have the brown and black G10 handle. Both are very nice. All right, so let's do some cutting tests. So as I mentioned, I've been using this knife for a while now. Didn't sharpen it, so let's see if it's still sharp. Yeah, absolutely no problem. So let's try to cut some different materials. All right, so we can start with just some regular paracord here. It goes through no problem. Very slicey knife. Then we can move on to this plastic cordage here. Goes through like butter. Got us some thicker cordage here. Easy. And finally here, some natural material, sizzle rope. Easy. All right, so let's go outside and do some testing. So I used the Voyageur on multiple trips. Here you can see I've been batoning, prepare my kindling. So it went through a couple of knots in this pine tree, no problem. Also used it on some bigger wood here. I was outside in the shed around -10°C, so pretty cold. And this is some hardwood, and it really batoned through it, no problem. So even though the blade thickness is only 4 millimeters, it's still a great knife to do some batoning. You know, because of the saber grind, helps to separate the pieces of wood and really gets the job done. So because of the edge geometry, it's pretty thin behind the edge, so it's a pretty good slicer. And as you can see here, it's a good knife to prepare your feather sticks. You can make some pretty fine feathers that you can light up easily. So because of the secondary convex edge, it really bites deep in the wood. So when you're going to prepare notches or any other bushcraft project, it's going to be quite efficient to process your wood. So overall, the handles are super comfortable and the thumb cutouts are very convenient, especially when you're going to exert a lot of force with the chest lever grip. Important feature in an outdoors knife is to have a sharp 90-degree spine, and the Voyageur definitely has a sharp spine you can use to scrape your ferro rod or to prepare some tinder. So with a 5.5-inch blade, the Voyageur is not a chopper, but it can definitely do some light chopping. As you can see here, it was a pretty thick tree here that I've fallen on the path, and I use a Voyageur to chop it out of the way. So another important design feature is the tip of the knife. So I designed the Voyageur with a pretty sharp tip. It's aligned with the center line of the knife, so you can use it to drill easily, as you can see here, if you want to prepare a bow drill divot. But it's still very robust. We use the knife to pry through this log, and you can exert significant force without the tip bending, so that's a good point. It's definitely stabby as well. Alright, so in conclusion, what can we say about this knife? So since I've received it, I've used it a lot, and definitely it's a great mid-sized knife. It's a great belt knife that's easy to carry, not too heavy, but has lots of capabilities. You can do some light chopping, batoning, all sorts of cutting with this, and it's going to hold up very well. So I think Vicklin listed them at $145 US on the Worktuff Gear website. I think it's very reasonable for all you're getting. I think this is an awesome knife. So if you're interested, you can go check it out on the Worktuff Gear website. The knives are going to drop, I think it's April 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, thanks for watching.